Soaring childcare costs are crushing parents nationwide. In fact, a new report shows that having more than one kid is actually pricier than rent in every single state. I went out to the Bronx to speak to in-home daycare providers about how they have been coping.
I fell right through the cracks. I immediately didn't have any assistance.
Childcare costs have surged since the pandemic. Average monthly payments for childcare are up 32% since 2019. Experts say there was always a shortage, but the pandemic really brought to light how strapped this industry really was. And those who managed to stay afloat are now struggling with rising costs of everything around them. What costs specifically have risen the most?
The costs have risen. Insurance have gone up. Everything has gone up.
This childcare affordability crisis means that the average household is spending 24% of their income on childcare. 47% of families last year spent at least $18,000 on childcare. And there are a dozen states where childcare costs more than rent. But still, some are hopeful that the election will change things.
Parental choice is very important. You take away one, like I say, you can't take away centers. We don't want anybody to close their center.
And it's a bipartisan issue, and an issue that child care providers are hopeful that both sides of the aisle can get behind.
This is not Republican or Democrat issue. This is a nation issue, and it should be addressed as a nation issue.
So how are parents coping with soaring childcare costs throughout the country? I've got a great panel of parents and childcare providers joining us now. I'm pleased to say Doris Family Daycare Director Doris Irizarry, ECE on the Move COO Shanita Bowen, father of one and Main Street Alliance Executive Director Richard Trent, and father of five and grocery store owner Jason Ferreira. Great to have you all with me first. Jason, I want to start with you. Your children are 28 years old and your youngest is 16 months.
Yes.
How have your costs changed over those years?
Oh, where do I start? I mean, over the years, just the cost of clothing, for example, which, you know, you don't think about all the time, but as a parent, you do. And the way that children grow so fast. I mean, I remember with my oldest, you know, $100 went a long way. And now, you know, $100 doesn't get you much. So that's been a big one for us. Food costs have been a lot higher now than they were before. And, you know, we've been fortunate enough where my wife has been a stay-at-home mom. But we talk to a lot of our friends that both parents work, and they have to do the same thing, where they're one of them has to stay home because it's just so expensive to get childcare.
Richard, I want to come to you because you're raising a child, a new one maybe on the way in August. We're hopeful for you. But you're also part of an alliance that helps small businesses. What are those small businesses saying as you're trying to help that and also work on your family as well?
Yeah, so from the parent angle, I always start from the parent angle. I'm noticing the expensive snacks, right? When my kid doesn't finish his $4 mozzarella cheese stick, I'm like, somebody's going to finish that. But when I'm not my son's personal chef, I am the head of Main Street Alliance, which is a membership network of small business owners, entrepreneurs, who all understand that passing common sense legislation for Main Street means getting in front of elected officials and really reminding them who it is they're accountable to. What we're hearing from our entrepreneurs is that the skyrocketing cost of childcare and a lack of protections for workers, like a lack of paid leave, are driving employee turnover. Every small business owner has to face the expensive costs associated with replacing a valued employee. But what we're seeing, especially in spaces like childcare, 1 in 4 childcare workers that are working at a childcare facility today will not be working there a year from now. So with turnover rates like that, you have to expect that operating costs for daycare centers are going to be super high, and that gets passed on to consumers. Yeah.
So great segue, because Doris, that's where I want to come to you, because you operate one of these in-home daycare centers. What do parents tell you when they drop their child off is one of the biggest concerns that they have?
Childcare, the childcare costs. And I don't even charge half as much as you if you go to Riverdale or someplace else, you pay $3,200 for an infant. We're making $65 a day, and it doesn't make it. And I feel bad for these parents because they have to choose between childcare paying their rent or putting food on the table. And that's not a choice for parents to be able to make.
Shanita, you're one of those. The turnover that he just described, you lost your business during the pandemic, right? You're one of those who fell through the cracks.
That's right.
How did that happen?
Yes. So at that time, at the beginning of the pandemic, systems were not in place. The state and the city was not prepared to help providers. No one was there for us. But we picked up the mantle. You know, EC on the Move represents 600 family child care providers, and we were working. We worked.
I want to end on a note that we can sort of all get behind of hope, policy change. Jason, what is one thing that you would like to see that would be helpful to help make ends meet with 5 kids?
I mean, look, I think that just inflation in general, the cost of everything is so high. I just hope that policies are made that will help prices come back down and some of these expenses come back down, because it's unbearable right now. Yeah.
What's a good policy change that you think would work?
Well, I mean, I think that we need to stop talking about things like childcare and paid leave as strictly like a women's issue, or like this is an issue of the competitiveness of the United States and the global economy, right? We've got parents leaving the workforce in droves because, as you said, it's more expensive to pay for childcare than to just have folks stay at home. That's sad. And things like, Senator Patty Murray's Family Act is a good start for providing basic protections to our care economy, 12 weeks of paid leave for most Americans. And President Biden mentioned in his 2025 budget proposal a billionaire tax that could fund things like affordable childcare for low-income families. We want to see bold policy proposals like that that really strengthen the American economy and uplift small business owners.
Like you said, it is an economic issue
Yeah.
that it comes down to. And I know you guys have lots of policies that we'll get to another time, and we'll get it in that package as well. Really appreciate both of you as well, all of you. Doris, Shanita, Richard, Jason, thank you all so much.
Thank you.